Welcome back to another Mindset Method video. This is just a time where I come to share a few words that I hope help unpack someone on their journey through fitness or their journey through life. Last Mindset Method video, we were talking about lone faith. And so today I just want to continue that conversation because since that last video, I've learned a little bit more and gained a little bit more context to this idea of lone faith. And what I've realized is we only view half the picture here. I talked about how testing builds perseverance, how you have to keep declaring what you believe while you wait. But I didn't address the question that I think a lot of you are asking. What if I'm not just waiting? What if I'm actually in something right now? Right? What if I'm actually in a pit? A low place. And I want to talk about that today through Joseph's story because it completely changed how I view the low place. Stick with me here. So Joseph's brothers stuck him in a pit. They left him for dead, right? And this wasn't a metaphorical pit for Joseph. This was a literal pit. But for us, this can be a metaphorical reference to our own situation. Pits can be for us a low place, right? Where you're feeling hopeless, right? In a dark place. And sometimes that's what waiting does. It can sometimes feel like you're in a dark, hopeless place. For Joseph, after he got out of that pit, right, his story continued. He was sold into slavery. And so as his story progressed, we see that his situation did not immediately get better. He goes from the pit to being a slave in a foreign country. But here's what I want you to see. That pit wasn't a detour, right? Joseph being placed in that pit wasn't a detour. It was actually God's plan. It wasn't a punishment that was taking him away from his destiny. In fact, it was the vehicle that transported him to everything that God had for him. Because in Egypt, Joseph became well known, right? He becomes positioned in Egypt, right? The place in which seemingly was a detour, right? In that very place, he became positioned to save his whole family. He ends up being the one who feeds them, the one who saves his own brothers that put him in that pit. And here's what really hit me. And I want you to hear me on this. When Joseph sees his brothers again, he could have had anything in his heart. Imagine, right? A pit. He was placed in a pit by his own brothers. Imagine if, and this could be your situation, that you're in a dark place, you're in a low place, that you were placed in by someone else. Some relationship, some external factor placed you in a dark place, in a low place. But we see here that Joseph did not even seek revenge. He could have made them suffer. He had the power to do it. He had the authority to do it. And they were, in fact, vulnerable at that time. But that's not what he did. He still loved them. He wept and he forgave them. And I think that's the part of the story that we often skip. But it's actually the part that matters the most. Because the pit didn't just position him for the external blessing. The pit refined his heart. It transformed him from the inside out. He came out whole and not hard. He came out with love still in him and not bitterness. And I think that's truly what lone faith is. It's not just surviving the hard seasons. Anybody can survive hard seasons. Grit your teeth and you push through, right? And you come out on the other side. Whether you lose your soul on the way there, whether you lose yourself on the way there, You push through and you come out on the other side, but you come out different. Maybe a little bit more bitter, maybe a little bit more angry at people or even God. But see, long faith is different. Long faith is letting the pit refine you instead of harden you. It's choosing to come out on the other side whole. It's allowing God to use that low place to shape your character and not just your external circumstances. So when your pit season comes, or maybe you're in the pit season right now, the question isn't, will God position me for the blessing? The question is, will I let this shape my heart in the way that it shaped Joseph's heart? Will I come out whole? Will I come out still capable of love, still capable of forgiveness? Will I come out on the other side with my soul still intact? Because see, we often focus on the external blessings of God, but God is more concerned with the condition of our soul. And so oftentimes our faith is tested so that we are prepared for the things that God is going to freely give to us. Pastor Darius Daniel says it like this: God wants to prepare us not only for the front end of the blessing, but the back end of the blessing, because there are some things that you can't see that come with the things that you want. And so God wants to ensure that you are prepared internally for the things that he's going to give you externally. And that's long faith, not just endurance. That's character. And if you're in a pit right now, you're not in a disadvantaged position. You're in a refining position. Let it work on you the way that it worked on Joseph. Look, if you found this video helpful, drop a like, drop a comment, let me know what you think about it. If you know someone that may need to hear this in this time, someone that may be going through a season where their faith is being tested, hit that share button. Sometimes the greatest blessing that you can send someone is a good word. Hey, it's your boy Fitman Dan, and remember, your mindset is your greatest asset. Y'all keep stacking.